Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of the Clearview podcast. It's a beautiful day, beautiful sunshine. What a lovely day. Praises be to God. Today, I'm your presenter as usual, Eustace Shandakaputula, aka International Managers. I present to you our series, Discography Rankings, Episode 2. Today I rank Esther Chungu's discography. Well, Esther Chungu burst onto the career as Carmine around 2015. She was under the tutelage of rapper producer Mag44, aka Mr. Mando. Yeah, he owned a record label called Brave Only around 2015. Yeah, so Carmine was like the first artist to release an album under that label. She is now married to Pompey. Yeah, and they've collaborated frequently. I think on every album she's done, Pompey has featured. So Esther Chungu has three incredible albums. Yeah, her first album was Mubanga, her second album was April, and her recent album is Umwala. We go straight into the ranking. In at number 3 is her latest album called Umwala. Yeah, this album, I think Esther was aiming for something different. She wasn't really aiming for commercial success, bangers, pops, big songs. All she wanted to do was minister the word of God through music, and she wanted to be herself. Yeah. Otherwise, the production is top notch, but it just doesn't have commercial bangers like her previous two albums. The most notable songs include Fearless. This was the lead single of the project. I think it even had a video even before the entire album was released. There's also a song called Ubuntunse. On this one, she features Mag44. There's also Fendela, the one she did with Pompey. A very beautiful duet. I love it. It's a very, very good song, and it samples Duty by Association, a song done by Pompey and Mag44 from the album called The Buana that was released in 2019. Yeah, there's also a song called Smile and Wave. It features Tim, though Tim's verse was a bit short. I think he only had about 3 bars. I wish he gave Tim about 8 bars. This is the best rapper in Zambia currently. Like bar for bar, cadence, flow, technically, give him a bit of bars, Esther, next time, please. Thank you. And then there's Victory, there's Katebebe featuring Chile Chebwalia, Chibebebe, which is one of my favorite songs. It features GUC, and there's also Maganizo. Yeah, so I gave this album a solid rating of 8.8. I could see what she was aiming for here. Like, she wasn't really aiming for bangers, commercial success, but she just wanted to be herself. She wanted to preach. Moreover, this is album number 3. I think she earned the right to do whatever she wanted on a record. But if you take time, sit down and listen to the record, it's perfect. It's a good record. It's a good record to actually listen to, reflect on your life. You know what I'm saying? Very, very good record. So 8.8. Good rating if you ask. Okay. In at number 2 is her debut album, Mubanga, that was produced at Brave Only, mostly by Mag44. It has notable songs such as Jehovah. Jehovah, I think, is arguably Esther Chungu's biggest songs. Like, she performed this song alongside Coldplay at the Global Citizen concert, where Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, dubbed her as Zambia's Beyonce, which is very true. Like, I think Esther Chungu is underrated. Like, I don't know, there's this thing of when someone does gospel music, you just want to say gospel music. No, it's a gospel singer. Funny enough, I think most of the best singers actually come from church. Like, church produces a lot of beautiful vocalists, beautiful singers, beautiful instrumentalists. So I feel Esther Chungu is one of those and most underrated vocalists. She's got a very good voice. She sings in different ranges, like very, very good, and she's always on key. So she can do the high notes, the whistle notes. Like, she's very good. So I understand why Chris Martin dubbed her as the Zambian Beyonce. Anyway, as the saying going, a prophet is always appreciated outside their country. So I understand. So yeah. This album also featured a song called Paka Paka featuring James Sakala. This is another banger, big song, beautiful song, danceable song, very, very beautiful. Yeah, I think James Sakala played the huge role on this album. Like he wrote a couple of joints on this album, including this song Paka Paka. Very beautiful song, very, very beautiful song. It's a bop. Here again, Esther, there's also another song called Heartfelt Melodies featuring Tim. Here again, she collaborates with Tim. At least she gave him a longer verse. I think two verses actually. She just did a hook and then Tim killed it with two verses. Very beautiful rap as usual. So next time, Mr. Chungu, please give Tim longer verses, not 4 bars, yeah? Because we just can't get enough of Tim when he's rapping. And then there's also BU featuring Pompey. I think this is the first collaboration, if I'm not mistaken, but one of the early collaborations they had together. Here, probably they were not even a couple, yeah, but it's a very beautiful song. It talks about having self confidence, being yourself, being comfortable in your own skin, like just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like the best thing you can do is just be yourself. You can never be anyone. Like be yourself, and no one can ever be you. Beautiful song. There's also Runaway Child, beautiful song. I love it too. There's also Love Letter and Hello Tomorrow. I gave this album a rating of 8.8, the same as Umwala, but it has bops. It has more commercial songs. Like it's slightly higher than Umwala because of Jehovah, which is her biggest song ever. There's no ways I'm going to put Umwala over this album, and there's no ways I'm going to ignore the fact that there's also Paka Paka on this album. Another good song. So same rating as the the third album, but I'll put it on number two. Here they're bops, like they're big, big songs, but sonically, production wise, I think the third album is slightly better. Like she's improved as a vocalist. The production has advanced, because the first album was done in 2015. The last album 2022, somewhere there. So of course they've advanced in production, but the second album has bops. Like the second album has her biggest songs ever. So that's why it's at number two. But if we are judging by the production, the other technical aspects, I think they're on the same level, 8.8. But I'll put this one on number two because of the big songs like the Jehovah and the Paka Paka song. In at number one is April, her second album. She really broke the sophomore album curse or sophomore album syndrome. Sophomore album syndrome is a situation whereby an artist fails to live up to the expectations of the previous body of work or album. Like they deliver a big album and then the second album just flops. An example of this one is Big Sean from America. He released a very good debut album. The second album fell flat. So it's not easy producing a second album, like especially when you have a very, very successful first album. So the second album always has pressure on the artist, especially like they always have to deliver. Maybe I'll do the first album, but Esther Chungu managed to break free of the sophomore album case. So her second album, April, is actually the best album she's ever done. Like it was better than her first album, and it's also better than her most recent album, Umwala. Yeah, it's better than Mubanga. The first album is actually Mubanga. Yeah. So this album has songs such as Sangalala, another duet with Pompey. I think by this time they were married or something, or about to get married, because they have a music video of this song and it features their wedding footage from their wedding. Beautiful song, beautiful video. I love it. There's also a song called Healing. Very, very, very beautiful song. It's got I'm a piano influences. I beg your pardon. So very, very good song. I have a feeling healing is coming my way. Beautiful writing as well. Huh? And then It's Coming Home featuring Chef Wine 87. She really held her own with Chef 187 on a track. Like at this time, Chef 187 was, I think, one of the best rappers in Zambia, straight off the success of Bon Appetit. Then she held her own. Like she had those high whistle notes in this song. Like she really held her own. I was really, really impressed. I was like, wow. Before the song came out, I was like, let me see what Esther Chungu would do with Chef 187 on a track. Like, will she be outdone or something? But I was shocked. Like she held her own. Like she went toe to toe with Chef 187. Like I love her vocals, the chorus, the whistle register, the high notes. Like, it was so beautiful. I think It's Coming is one of my best songs done by Esther Chungu. I think I love this song very much. Like, I think it's one of those songs I put in line with Jehovah, Paka Paka, but It's Coming Home. Beautiful song. Very, very beautiful song. She held that on. There's also Chikangabwe, VMVO, a song she delivered in French. I don't know how she learned that French, but it came out sweet and beautiful. Like, I couldn't tell that she's not French. It was very, very nice. And then there's Little Birds and Ekonkaba featuring Fishers of Men. This song is so dope. I can see Kendrick Lamar dropping a verse on it. Like, it sounds poetic, and I think Kendrick Lamar can, enjoy rapping on such beats. Overall rating, I gave this album a rating of 9 out of 10. It barely has no skips. I could have given it a 10 out of 10, but 9 out of 10 is fair. Like, I'm a big fan of Esther Chungu, so I would give it 10 out of 10. But the objective man in me would say, nah, 9 out of 10. Yeah. What a way to kill the sophomore album syndrome. Beautiful. Otherwise, Mubanga was a very good album. Remember, Mubanga had Paka Paka, her biggest song, Jehovah. Big, big song. So, to come out organs blazing and deliver a beautiful album that slightly topples the first album is not easy. Sophomore album syndrome is real, guys. So, the fact that she went back to the studio and doubled her efforts and released a good album, massive respect, Esther Chungu. Very, very good album. The best album, in my opinion. I don't know your opinion, guys. Maybe you feel the other albums are better. Drop your comments in the comment section and let me know if you think my rating of Esther Chungu's catalog is correct or not. But that's how I feel. All the albums are well produced. The vocals are always top notch. Like, when you hear an Esther Chungu album or project, you know what to expect. The top vocal performances, good production, good features. Like, it never falls short or falls flat. It's always a beautiful thing, you know. The first two albums had more commercial appeal, while the last album, I think I could see her growth as a minister of God. Like, it's a good album. Don't get me wrong; it's not a bad album, but there was just some growth in her. Like, she wanted to do something different. Like, she wanted to minister more than produce a hit record on that album. But the songs are nice, very beautiful songs. But the album Umwala just had less commercial appeal. But her vocals are always beautiful as usual, top notch. So here's my final ranking. In at number 3 is her third album, Umwala. I gave it a rating of 8.8 out of 10. Good ranking, if you ask me. Second album, Mubanga, which is I beg your pardon. Second, in at number 2 is her first album called Mubanga. I give it a rating of 8.8 out of 10. And then the first album, her best ever album, is April. I gave it a rating of 9 out of 10. Yeah, so having said this, she has done 3 albums, 3 beautiful albums. She broke the sophomore album curse. And then in the third album, she decided to be herself and not really go for the hit records, big songs, but she just wanted to minister and spread the word of God to the world. So, fair ranking. Number 3, Umwala, her third album. Okay, I see. In at number 2, Mubanga, her first album. In at number 1, April, her second album. Like, April is big for me. So, I feel Esther Chungu is a force to reckon with, powerful vocalist in her own right. Probably she's currently my favorite Zambian female vocalist at the moment. I feel no one beats Esther Chungu. Like, she's just there above. You know what I'm saying? She brings the A game all the time. She's got a good discography, and I gave it an overall rating of 8.8. That's if I add the 3 albums and I find the average, I gave it 8.8. Yeah, it could have been higher. It's just because it's 3 albums. Let's see what she does on a fourth album. Maybe if she does 5 albums or more, maybe the rating can even go higher, because 8.8 rating for 3 albums, it's very good. Meaning her average rating for each album was 8. So to me, that's excellent. So I'm always looking forward to hearing Esther Chungu's albums, the singles, but the albums especially, because they take you on a journey. They're beautiful, refreshing, and they make you reflect on your life. You know what I'm saying? So, very beautiful music. So hopefully we're gonna get a new album release from Esther Chungu. I was also privileged. I met her like in 2022 at the airport. I was just coming from a country in East Africa, Tanzania. Like I was so tired. I was jet lagged off my flight. Like I didn't know how to get home. Like home was in Mubanga, like very far. And the airport is very far. I'm like, how am I going to get home? Like, ish. So I had to like download Yango for the first time, Ulendo, and I didn't know how to navigate it at that time. Like it was the first time I was using that app. So I managed to navigate it. I even found a Yango driver, but in the midst of the chaos, I just saw Esther Chungu and Ephraim. I think that time, I don't know which musician from America was coming to perform to Zambia. I was like, the child in me came up. I just went straight to Esther Chungu and said, "Hi, how are you? I'm a huge fan of you." And to my surprise, she was so friendly, so down to earth. I'm like, oh my God. Wow. Like the biggest vocalist and just so down to earth. Wow. I remember I was receiving a call from the Yango driver, and then I was like, "No, I'm talking to you, Esther Chungu. You're the biggest vocalist. I don't need to answer this driver." His call came, and she was like, "No, you don't do that to people. Okay, just send him a message. Just say I'll call you right back." So I just got my phone and just sent him. I'll call you back. To me, that showed me humility. I was like, wow. I was so starstruck, guys. I forgot how to take a selfie using my own phone. So I just gave up. I'm kindly asking for a selfie, and she took a selfie with me. I was like, wow. So from that day, I'm like, wow. So I've learned one thing, like, she's very humble. Her voice is top notch, and she's actually very humble and a very good person in real life. Like it's not every time you meet a celebrity they'll treat you like that. Most of the times they'll ignore you. I have stories, but I don't want to talk about them now. So that was the ranking of Esther Chungu's discography. Give me your comments in the comments section, guys. Let me know. Do you agree with it or do you disagree with it? Looking forward to more albums from Esther Chungu. My favorite Zambian vocalist at the moment. I can't wait for a new album. That was the Clearview podcast, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you. Till next time.